Hello friends, my name's Emile and welcome back to some more Gran Turismo 2. Today we're continuing on with our Let's Play. This is episode 84, and in today's episode we're continuing on with the endurance races. This time we are going to be heading to Laguna Seca for the 200 miles endurance, and hopefully I get lucky with the prize cars this time around because I've been getting screwed out recently. For that, of course, we need a car. By the way, the event is free of restrictions, so we can take basically anything we bloody well want. So, of course, I'm going to take a car that, well, I want to take. I'm probably going to use a race car, and my car for today will be the Venturi. It'll be a special Venturi. I'm going to use the Atlantique 600 LM edition. It has 690 horsepower and weighs only 960 kilograms. So it's a very light car, and hopefully it is pretty darn good. It appears mostly in sort of the random car packs when it's usually free of restrictions. So, you know, you get your usual GT1, you'll get the Ford GT40, and then this will occasionally show up as well. So yeah, that's the car I'm going to use, of course, because it's a race car. It's got everything that we should need on it already. So we can just head straight into the endurance race. And yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Now, as I said, 200 miles endurance, free of restriction, 350,000 credits for the lead prize. And yeah, let's get into this. Okay, so didn't exactly start off in the best foot there. I literally just turned my analog sticks on because I always have to do that with PS3. Anyways, we are on track. What sort of cars are we racing against today? I see Skylines with big wings. That Skyline has got a very, very big wang on it. There's NSX, the STP Viper, and something that looks like it's got a Castrol livery on it out front. That might be the Supra. Of course, we used Supra last time round. And this, yep, that is indeed a Supra. Not sure if it's the same Supra I used for the last Enduro, but it is indeed a Supra, and it's apparently quicker than we are, which is a little bit of a shambles. Also, I can't take quite as much speed through there as I was kind of hoping for with the soft tyres. Alright, let's break into here, smash the... Get out my way, Supra. My driving is not up to snuff today. I should have really done like a test drive or something before I just delve straight into a stream for 2 hours endurance. So anyways, as you can see, we are here for 90 laps of Laguna Seca. Number 37 haunts you again. Yes, it does. Although, admittedly, like, the Supra was actually a decent car when I drove it, but apparently it's a little bit too decent, i.e. it's good with the AIs as well, and we can't have that. I need to be winning all of the races. I need to be thrashing people. Oh, God. That was a little bit scary. Yeah, I mean, the Venturi isn't quite as awesome as I was expecting it to be against this field. I mean, the Supra I used yesterday, like, that was like, ridiculously quick, even against, like, Toyota GT1s and stuff, so... Yeah, I have no idea what's happening. Oh, lordy. Oh, lordy load. Yeah, I have no idea what's happening with that. Anyways, I'm running soft tyres on this because, at least from yesterday, like, I used hards on the Supra, and to be honest with you, it didn't make all that much of a difference. I've just decided to just throw softs on this, give them a go, and if they wear out quickly, then they wear out quickly. Oh, yeah, my driving is not particularly good. Admittedly, Laguna Seca is probably one of the harder tracks on this game, just because the corkscrew is an absolute nightmare in GT2, just because of like the way the physics work. You really want to take more speed into there, and you just cannot take as much speed as you really like to. Of course, this is mid-engine rear drive as well, which means it could be a little bit on the slidey side. To be fair, once I'm used to the vehicle and used to driving around here again, it should be better. 115. So my target for this Enduro is about 2 hours, I would say. It's 90 laps long. I mean, we're going to hit the same sort of lap times we did in Special Stage Route 5. The only difference between this and Special Stage Route 5 is Special Stage Route 5 was 50 laps, or was it 40? Well, as this is 90 laps. So this is basically just double whatever that was. Venturis are kind of interesting cars. I actually did some research on this yesterday. It turns out the Venturi is actually... there's only one Venturi currently registered in the UK, so I have no idea what happened to all these. I also don't know what sort of Venturi it is, whether it's the Atlantique or the other one. Can't remember. I saw Richard Hammond review one once for Men and Motors, but it wasn't this particular Venturi, which is probably my favourite. I love the Atlantique. I believe it's like the 400 road-going version. The race car is pretty cool as well, though, because it's basically just like a fake F40. That's essentially what this car is. Or it looks like an F40 to me with like a wide body on it or something. Very, very strange-looking car, but nevertheless a pretty cool one. Hi to the two people in the stream. I've just noticed, has this one got 4 exhausts? And like one's just slightly smaller than the other one. It's a little bit of a strange setup to have on that, but there you go. Right, let's go through here. Yeah, I think now I've got kind of used to the car, it does appear that this is actually a pretty damn decent car. As far as pit stops and whatnot, to be honest with you, I don't really know how many we're going to do. We're going to just have to wait until the tyres get worn down, and then we'll sort of go from there. We are actually winning now, though, which is nice. So the number 37 is not haunting me. That it's way back there. No one even cares about that car. Hopefully we lap it at some point. Like I said, I was kind of surprised when those cars were sticking with me, but by the looks of it, now that I've finally sort of gotten used to the way this handles, as he says, almost going backwards at the corkscrew, it does appear that it's actually not a bad car to drive per se. There we go, through there. Right, let's do this. So I think the plan for tonight is just to stream this Enduro, and then I may or may not stream tomorrow. It is Sunday, so I mean, does Rhino stream on Sundays? I'm not too sure. I kind of want to avoid clashing with his stream just because, you know, he is the Rhino dog. He is the man. He is the king of the Strem. So yeah, I kind of don't want to clash with him, but at the same time, I would kind of like to get these done. So I may do a stream tomorrow, not sure what time, and we'll see how well we do there. Hopefully, that's going to be the final endurance for GT2 as well. That's going to be the Rome endurance, and that one's going to be a pretty cool one, hopefully. Just noticed my best lap is a 1:14.556. So, looking pretty decent on the whole lap thing so far. Oh, sorry, the lap times so far. I'm going to aim for under a 1:13, kind of like I did at Apricot Hill. Admittedly, this track is a lot more complex than Apricot Hill is. And Laguna Seca in real life is a lot wider, I think, than GT2 would have you believe. Like, through here, anyways, I think it's a little bit wider. Unless I'm just thinking, because I'm just going off that by what I've seen from Forza and GT6. Like, in some places, this track is a lot wider on this game than it is on that game, and in other places it isn't. I.e. down there, I think... Oh, loud. That wasn't a good. That was not a good. Yeah, I think that straight's a little bit longer in the actual track compared to what it is on GT2. The stream's looking... it's looking okay-ish, I guess. Yeah, it's looking fine. You can make out what's happening. It's a little bit... I don't know, it's a little bit weird on my end, but then again, that might just be on my end. GT2 looks a... The thing with GT2 and stream quality is you can just kind of get away with it, just because GT2 won't really look particularly fantastic no matter which way you spin it. Oh my god. That was not... I'm looking at chat, not looking at the road, which I really should be doing, even though chat has nothing in it at the moment for me, so... anyways, Venturi Atlantique seems to handle pretty well. It's a mid-engined rear-drive race car. I mean, usually they handle pretty good. This handles pretty good. The only thing, of course, with mid-engined rear-drive race car is if that rear end comes out, then it really will come out and just try and kill you, so... You do have to be a smidgen careful when it comes to that sort of thing. There we go through there, nicely. On the power there we go. Venturi Atlantique at Laguna Seca. Laguna Seca, one of my favourite real-life tracks, actually. I really like this track when it comes to any other racing game. In GT2 it's a little bit tricky, just because of the way sort of the physics and the corkscrew works, which is a bit of a shame. I would like it to be a a little bit more like it sort of is in Forza, but again, it's an old game, so I mean, what do you expect? Of course, the physics is going to be a little bit wonky, but that's kind of why I like GT2 as well, is because I'm just spinning this car out over that corkscrew, man. It's because I'm trying to keep an eye on everything and make sure everything is working as it should do. It looks like it is, which is good for me. I'm going to go through there nicely. Internet speed's not quite as good as they were yesterday, so, but it's still, at least when I did the speed test, it looks pretty well. So in fact, actually, I can just do a quick thing here. I won't cut this from the video, I'll just turn that off. There we go. Just turn my phone Wi-Fi up, because if that ever needs to do an update or anything, that will just suck my internet, which isn't particularly good, which is what it usually does. So yeah, we'll turn that off just there and continue on with this. Rear tyres are looking a little bit worn, but still nothing too major at the moment. We are on lap 8 of 90, so we are almost a tenth of the way through. Speaking of being a tenth of the way through, we are coming down to the 10-minute mark with the Venturi Atlantique, so just under 2 hours, I'm going to say, for this. How long did it take Thunder? I can't actually remember. I know he used a different vehicle to me. I think he used the STP Viper, and that car might be a little bit quicker than my Venturi is, at least when it comes to straight line, and probably a little bit better through the corners as well, plus the fact that he's a better driver than I am, so there. But break into there, go around there, nicely. Okay, we are 10 minutes deep. We are coming on to a lap 9, which means we are a tenth of the way through, everybody. We are a tenth. So, judging by that 1 hour and 40-ish minutes, it'll probably turn into about 1 hour and 50 when you include pit stops and me spinning out like that. I still think my favourite vehicle to drive so far out of all these endurance races has probably been the Fiat Coupe. Then maybe the Supra, because the Supra was really nice. I liked the way the Supra drove. Admittedly, I just thought the tyres kind of let it down a bit, just because I had it running on mediums. And, oh sorry, I had it running on hards, but by the looks of it, the hards didn't really help, because I mean, the thing you got to remember with tyres and like balancing between them is, sure, you can go for the hard tyres, but the thing is, you're going to have less grip on the hard tyres. And while sure you're not taking as much corner speed, you might, you know, be spinning out or spinning the rear wheels a bit more when you're on the harder compound, because you haven't got as much grip. So, in theory, I mean, sometimes you can just shred your tyres more just by constantly spinning out. I.e., if I was on mediums in the Venturi, I'd probably be spinning out more than I am. And if I was to do that, then, you know, I'd have issues when it came to I've lost my train of thought. I'd have issues when it came to preserving the tyres, because if I'm constantly spinning out and causing, you know, and losing the rear tyres and so on, I'm not particularly helping them. If the smoke coming off of them, it's not a good thing. Admittedly, there was around that corner, but shh. You know, we're not looking too bad so far. We are on the 10th lap of this. We are 12 minutes deep in the Venturi, which is nice. Is anyone going to throw me some Venturi memes? I'd like some Venturi memes. I don't know. Is there memes related to the Venturi? I don't actually remember. I don't know. I know it looks like an F40, which is about as most as I look, but is there anything related to the Venturi? Any jokes or anything? Because, like, I know nothing about Venturis. All I know is they're made in France. And they, well, this particular model looks quite nice, the fake F40, as I like to call it, but the, is it the 300 or something? That thing kind of reminds me of a Mitsubishi GTO, like a an early 90s GTO. Oh hey, the stream's gone green. That's, oh, it's gone yellow again. YouTube streaming is pretty incredible. Admittedly, I should really try that restream thing Rhino was on about. I'm probably gonna keep streaming the actual endurance races I'm going to keep streaming GT2 just to YouTube because I really like the way that works, but no GTO, no party. Yeah, I know, there is no GTO, although, hint hint, something related to a GTO may or may not be a prize car in this event. I probably won't get it, because recently I've just been getting absolutely dicked when it comes to the prize cars. Even, you don't actually know how tempted I am to just redo Special Stage Route 5. I will probably just use the Escudo. I won't film it or anything, but I'm so tempted to rerun that just for the prize car, because like, I really need a car for the Rome Endurance, because otherwise we're not going to have a car to drive around the Rome Endurance. Like I said, I've got some ideas of cars I'd like to use for the Rome Endurance, but the problem is, like, I don't know if they're going to be particularly good. I mean, you know, I'm really tempted to use something like the Escudo, but I've used the Escudo 3 times now, and I'm not using... Oh, sorry, I've used the Escudo twice. I don't think I'm going to use the Escudo again. Used the Espas F1 once. I've used the GT1 road car already. I'd like to use a GT1 race car at some point for something, perhaps, but then again, I can't remember how you win the 98 GT1. I remember reading it somewhere. I think it's something related to the final race in the game, actually, to be perfectly honest with you, so yeah, that one might be off the cards unless I do some like arcade mode or something, which I've just actually thought about this the other day, and I don't know how everyone feels about this. I'm kind of thinking, alright, so GT2 is going to be 99 episodes. I'm kind of tempted to make the 100th, I'm kind of tempted to make a 100th episode, and that would just be on the arcade mode. And we'd go through that, and I'd probably end up maybe even streaming just the entirety of the arcade mode, and we'll do that in one huge, great big video. Which is just an idea I've got, because like, I don't really want to leave this Let's Play at just 99 episodes. I'd kind of like to get it to 100 maybe, but at the same time, you know, 99 is kind of like a cool thing, so yeah, I mean, I don't really know. It really depends on what happens towards the end of the game, whether I'm still hungry for more GT2, which, to be honest with you, as much as these endurance races are starting to put me off it a little bit, because I don't like doing the endurance races. You know, there's only, well, there's this one, and then there's the next one, and then we're done with endurance races, and then that's going to be me done with endurance races until we conquer. I don't know, actually. I don't know what my next Gran Turismo game is going to be. Well, I do. I'm going to do Concept. I'm looking for. Don't know if you remember Michael on Forza. What's your capture card? Yeah, I believe I remember you, buddy. Were you the one on about my driver tower in Forza? My capture card is an Elgato HD game capture. It's the original boxy looking one. The reason I used to have a HD60, or I still do have a HD60. I need to get rid of it, actually, to be honest with you. But I use an Elgato Game Capture HD, and the reason I've switched to the HD over the HD60 is you can actually record PS3 and PS2 games. And oh, holy crap, I won 12.370 on ruined tyres, that's great. Yeah, so you can't capture PS3, you can only capture like PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One with the HD60. The only difference is you can capture in 60 FPS at 1080p, I believe, on the standard. Or on the HD60, whilst on the standard you can only capture, I think you can do 720p 60. I've tried to get it to work though and it doesn't, so what I'm just going to say, if you want to do 60 frames per second, get the HD60 in, if you don't care about your PS3 and stuff, but if you want to capture older game footage, then definitely go for the Game Capture HD, which is the one I've got. It's about, how much was mine? I think I paid 100, or, well, I paid 100 for it because it was on offer, so yeah, and the HD60 is about 120, 130, so it's a little bit more than that. So there you go. That's how I record stuff. Just before you pull the trigger on anything, just make sure your computer's also powerful enough to run it. You don't really need too much in the way of specs, because admittedly my computer's just kind of like an office computer. But you still need, I believe it's like a i3 for the standard game capture, and like an i5 for the HD60, so just bear that in mind. But really good capture cards. You know, I occasionally have issues with it, but nothing ridiculous. Like, and it's a lot easier to set up than most capture cards, i.e. you can run live commentary, you can stream off it, you can live record. Like, you don't even really need to use an editor or anything like that if you don't want to. You don't need Sony Vegas or anything like that. I'm using one for this Let's Play just because I need to cut certain bits out, but for like the Forza videos and stuff, or at least the like the car builds and stuff, they're usually all just straight Elgato files, which is pretty cool. And it's also kind of got like an inbuilt editor. It isn't particularly good, but it has got one in it, which is nice. HD PVR2. Oh man, jeez, that packed up today. Yeah, I've heard a lot of negative things about the HD PVR2. So like, I remember back in the day, the Hopog HD PVR was like the capture card to go for, but yeah, I think the PVR2 is a little bit cheaper than the Elgato, but the Elgato is, or at least if you ask a lot of people, they'll say the Elgato is the better capture card to go with. So that's the one I would personally recommend, although I haven't really tried any other capture cards. I should really... oh, cock. Elgato, yeah, you can do live commentaries and all sorts. Basically, what you're seeing now, this is all coming from the Elgato software. Any video you've seen of me, unless it's like the reviews and stuff, which are all edited, any like car builds and stuff and all the GT2 Let's Plays, they all come straight from the Elgato. So that's the way that works. But yeah, I mean, the only real issue I have with it occasionally is I just have to close the program every now and again just to get everything synced up. But £53 2 years ago, I assume it was second hand then. And also, I'm just going to quickly move the chat down a second just so I can actually see what's going on. PC is the best way since I have Shadow Play. Yeah, that's the best way to capture PC. I mean, if you want to capture consoles, then the Elgato is the way to go. If you want to capture PC, then yeah, Shadow Play. In my experience, I haven't really had much luck when it comes to capturing PC, because I didn't actually get Shadow Play with my computer, and I believe you need like a actual real graphics card for that. GT2 brought back so many memories. Yeah, it does for me, and the surprising thing is with this game is it still like really holds up to this day. It's absolutely fantastic. Admittedly, there's a few like little niggles I have with it, i.e. some of the physics are weird, especially on like test course and going through the corkscrew on here, but yeah. Also, endurance races, so that's why I'm streaming it. But yeah, I mean, we're pretty far through the Let's Play on this, but honestly, this has been an absolutely fantastic game to just go back and play. And yeah, it's definitely still my favourite game, even if it is making me do many 2-hour endurance races. Again, I'm just not looking forward to GT4, because when we do that, we're going to be doing 24-hour racing, which... yeah, that's not going to be in one stream or one video. That's I still have no idea how I'm going to upload a 24-hour video. I might just do a Rhino, and to be fair though, even uploading an 8-hour video, you need an NVIDIA graphics card. I've got one, but from what my friend tells me, and he knows a lot more about PC than I do. Also, I'm just going to dive into the pits quickly, because why not? Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to wait a second, and then I'm going to see if I can get to lap 20, and then if not, then I'll just dive into the bits. Yeah, you need, my friend tells me mine's like an integrated one, but it's still an NVIDIA. Oop, that's just ruined something there. Can't find anything about it on Google. Yeah, that should definitely be enough for it. My computer's also a HP, but yeah, that would... if you've got an i5, then yeah, totally you'll be able to run all the Elgato stuff. Just make sure to check the requirements for it. I think it's also requires 8 gig of RAM, maybe. But most, like, pretty much everything has 8 gigabytes of RAM nowadays. I don't get how people end up with 4 gigs of RAM. It really confuses me. But yeah, 8 gig of RAM should... I think you need that for it. They've got a website, elgatogaming.com, if you want to go and check that one out. Not sponsored or anything, by the way. I'd kind of like to be, because hey, free capture cards would be lovely. Like, it has 8 gig of RAM. Yeah, you'll be totally fine then, dude. It'll run that no problem. To be fair, your computer or your laptop probably trounces all over my computer. I'd really like a decent laptop, but I'm not paying that much for them because, yeah. I'm not made of money, I mean, jeez. But there you go. If I was made of money, then I'd probably be running this on an emulator. Is the game just on pause up there, or is that just... Oh yeah, it's moving again, sorry. I'm not sure how big the stream delay is. It's probably not too bad, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to dive into the pits on this lap, because lap 19... Yeah, I mean, pit every 20-ish laps, probably like a lap before that. Makes RAM usage into night. To be honest with you, I assume you've got the Discord app. I could do with downloading that because, yeah, spend a lot of time on the old Discord, but laptop has probably 4 gigabytes. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think even my phone has like more than 4 gigabytes. I'm not actually kind of sure how much my phone has, but yeah, it's got quite a lot because fancy phone. Not particularly new phone, but fancy phone nonetheless. I'm going to dive into the pits on this lap. We've been going for 24 minutes and we're on lap 19 already. This is going a lot better. Yeah, I was really expecting it to, which is, well, that's an awesome thing, of course. Do I have to actually turn this corner? Yes, yes I do. Okay, I really need to slow down into the pits on this track, apparently. Right, let's see if we get lapped by anything. I don't think we should do, but we'll have to see. Is the stream freezing? Oh, it's just buffering on my end. Here's an idea stream. Why don't you just go into that? Yeah, my download speed's apparently not having fun with my stream. Hopefully it appears alright for you guys though. Again, I can kind of get away with GT2 a little bit just because GT2 is not a fantastic looking game. If anything goes spectacularly wrong, it'll just die, so that's fine. Anyways, lap 20 of 90, we are coming up to the 25-minute mark on this Enduro. I didn't get lapped while I was in the pits, which is kind of nice. What is that? Oh, it's the STP Viper. So we're actually lapping stuff now, which is nice. I think I lapped some people while I was in the pits, but to be honest with you, I can't really be 100% certain on that one. There we go through there. I've just had to turn my stream down just because it was apparently buffering a little bit, so yeah, if there's any problems with stream quality, I've got 400. I'm just going to read that quickly. 400 and they still go for 12. Jesus Christ, man, you really have a way with negotiation apparently. A Galaxy S2. I mean, how old are Galaxy S2s? Well, I mean, what is it now? Is it the S7? I don't really know. I don't have a Samsung. I have a Sony Xperia Z2. Which, I mean, I think that phone came out in 2014. It's a pretty old phone. Well, it's an old phone compared to most modern, but it's still a really, really awesome phone. I love it. It's great. It doesn't really have any issues whatsoever, so I've got no real reason to sort of stop using it. 5 years old. Jesus Christ. Didn't actually realise Galaxy S2s were that old. I remember, yeah, because my dad had like an S3, then he got an S5, but his S5 got nicked recently, which is just fantastic, so 2011 is an S2. You see, that always surprises me when someone's like, oh, 2011, it was only 5 years ago. It's like, oh, God. I'm just old. I think that's just my issue. Like, I remember 2011, I remember playing... Was it Call of Duty Black Ops? Yeah, that game was awesome. I can't wait for that to come to backwards compatibility. Everyone's talking about all the new CODs and stuff, and I'm just like, oh, give me Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2 on backwards compatibility. I'd absolutely adore to play those games again because they were fantastic. Also, I made an absolute screw-up during there. An S2 and S4 and now an S5. Okay. Well, yeah, that's a bit of a strange progression because most people usually... I don't think the S4 was all that popular just because the S4 was basically the S3 just with like some minor touches. I mean, I can't say anything because, I mean, I don't think Sony actually made any differences whatsoever between my phone and the newest ones. Had it never felt... Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're used to it and you like your phone, then totally stick with it. I mean, to be honest with you, like, I've had nothing but crap phones, because usually any phone I get, for some reason, just dies after a year, but this one... How long have I had this phone now? I think it was January 2015 I got it, so... I've had it quite a while. And to be honest with you, like, I've really got no need to upgrade it, to be honest with you. I might even keep it after contract's out on it, because, I mean, there's no real need to upgrade. But I mean, before this I had a Sony Xperia Micro, which was very, very broken. Like, not physically broken, because that thing was built like a tank, but I mean, like, the internals of it and everything was all just buggered. And then before that I had a BlackBerry Curve 8520, I think, which was, well, anyone who knows anything about phones knows about the whole BlackBerry thing. Luckily my sister decimated that phone, so it's fine. The S5 makes it easier to preoccupy. Oh, hardy-dardy-da. Yeah, my phone's waterproof too, but I just love, like, the fact that they're like, oh, this phone's waterproof. It's like, when are you actually going to need a waterproof... Oh, wait, don't answer that. Thinking of getting about Note 3 just because the price is dropping fast on them. The Note's the really big one, isn't it? Like, that's the one where when it first came out, it was basically a tablet. I remember that much. I remember someone who used to have one, and he was like on a phone conversation with someone, and he had his earphones in, and he was basically just shouting at this tablet because it was ridiculously big. I don't get those, but I mean, from what I remember, wait, the Note. Wasn't there like the Note Tab? Is that the one I'm thinking? Oh yes. So it's basically like a huge tablet thing then. I just love, the one thing I love about society these days is the fact that we spent so long, like, when phones first came out, mobile phones, they were huge things with the big antennas on them, and we spent so long downsizing, and now we're at the point where we're a society who's just increasing the size of the phones, and that's a sales gimmick. I mean, look at Apple with the iPhone 6 Plus, like, oh, it's bigger. And it's like, wait, you know, if someone's stream is lagging just a tad, yeah, I apologise for that a little bit. I will see if I can do anything about it. It'll probably come back at some point. My internet's a little bit finicky at times, so yeah, but I mean, hopefully it's okay. I can't really see because I'm just looking at a 144p display window, which I can't actually really see because I'm sort of looking at the game. So, but yeah, Nokia bricks. Yeah, my first phone was a flip-up Nokia brick. It was basically two bricks together with like a little hinge on them. It was great. That phone, I think it had like Snake on it maybe. Bear in mind, like, my grandparents still have phones like that. Like, I think one's got a Samsung and one's got a Nokia, and it is like a literal Nokia brick. I think it's got like a coloured back on it, but it is literally a brick. To be honest with you, that's like one of the things. Oh, it says MP. I thought that's a RIP for a second. I was going to say, wait, what's happened? But no. To be fair, like, my phone is actually quite good. I can put it in like sort of old person mode, which is awesome. So like essentially all that comes up is like 3 buttons. It's like contacts, messages, and weather, and that's all you can see on it. I just think it's fantastic. Living the 2003 lifestyle all over again. Bounce. Oh god, I don't remember Bounce. I remember if anyone had a BlackBerry, there was a Brick Blaster. That was a game that people used to play back then. That was a pretty awesome game, but I don't remember Bounce. I remember Snake. I may have had Bounce. I don't know, I think my phone was so advanced, it had, God, what do you call it? Solitaire on it, maybe? Which was just amazing. I also love it how this episode is literally just going to be the episode where we speak about phones. Potatoes. Yes, hello, Pro Racing. Potatoes, 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 potatoes. Shameless gimmick. Shameless gimmick, yes. Yeah. I really need to get WWE 2K16 Cabbage. Voice crack. Cabbage. I remember Bounce. I don't, unfortunately. Cabbage and potatoes. I mean, that sounds like a weird dinner. Kind of reminds me of when Clarkson and co went to Ukraine. Carrot. Okay, so we're just going to shout out. I mean, I think my version of Android's called Lollipop, so I mean I can't really say anything. And it's that version of Lollipop where if you hold the Lollipop thing down, there's like an Easter egg where you get to play Flappy Android or whatever the hell it's called. The little ball thing, right, where these just hit the platforms. Do I remember Bounce? I don't know. It's been, bear in mind, like, my ravioli, excellent. Bear in mind, like, it's been several generations removed since I last had my Nokia phones. I mean, after my Nokia, I had the amazing, God, what did you call them? The Motorola toilets, yes. I hope you're not referring to the stream. I'm trying my best, okay? I have that Easter egg too. Yeah. It's stupid. But, yeah, I mean, I was gonna say words. Yeah, I had like a Motorola flip phone, a Razr V8, I think they called them, and my sister had the Razr V3, which was comical. I actually still got that phone somewhere, believe it or not. It's in one of these drawers somewhere. I can't remember where it is. I will have to find it someday because it's a bunch of really embarrassing ringtones on it and so on. Also, we are 33 minutes in on this endurance race, and we're actually, this might be done. Actually, no, I'm not going to say that, but yeah, I mean, I'd like to see sort of what lap we're on in an hour and a half. We should be actually not too far away from finishing, which will be nice. Again, my only pre-request for tonight's stream is that we get done before Rhino goes live, just because I don't really want to clash with him. I'll be kind of curious to see what game he's playing. Is he still doing Forza 2? I know he finished GT6. But my phone history, Nokia brick, Nokia flip phone. Hawaii, is it Hawaii? Hawaii, please. iPhone 3. I've never had an iPhone. I don't like them. I just don't like any Apple products, to be honest with you. You broke a Motorola brick. Jesus Christ, are you like, oh god, what's that, the Hulk or that brick guy from Fantastic Four? Or are you just Brock Lesnar? I mean, Brock Lesnar can probably break those phones. Oh, it was with a hammer, so not Brock Lesnar then. But yeah, Lesnar could probably destroy a Nokia brick phone if you want. I don't know. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, we did a history a geography thing about iPhones, and I think there was something about that factory has they've built like a town called like Apple Town or something where they just make the iPhones and stuff, and that place literally has like one of the highest suicide rates in the world because people just do not like working there, because like the thing with that is like Apple own your house and everything you sort of own is Apple's, and because people earn so little wage, if they you know, mess up or get fired or something, those guys literally have nothing, which is yeah, that isn't a particularly nice way to live, but there you go. And the worst bit about it is they can't. I'm still Brock Lesnar. I don't know, can you just like punch a tree to death, make a page out of it, and then all the pages become screams? Because if you can, then yes, you are Bork Laser. You can be Bork Laser if you want. And if you don't know about Bork Laser, just don't ask about the Bork. Because, yeah. I mean, oh god, I love Brock Lesnar, he's great. I wonder what his next... Has he got a match at... Wait, what's the next pay-per-view? I can't even remember, isn't it Payback or something? Actually, I don't think he's got a match at Payback because I assume it's going to be... no, because Ambrose has got Jericho and Reigns has got AJ. Oh, I'm trying to read chat again. I'll read that when I get on this straight. Hey look, it's the Supra. See, I'm not getting boned by number 37 because number 37 is right in front of us. And he's about to get lapped again unless I spin the car out, which is a possibility. Go around in that way. Yeah, I don't know if that's the one I used yesterday. It looks a little bit different. I'm not sure. Oh. There we go. Right. Oh, the number 37 is trying to kill me. Kind of funny. Oh. Yeah, that was... Sure. I punch trees hurts though. Yeah, but do you make them into box? That's the important part. And also, well, I don't know, Brock Lesnar gets hurt occasionally. I mean, look when Ambrose smacked him in the bollocks. I mean, he looked like he was hurt. But many people seem to think that's the Castro run. I haven't seen that in years. Oh yeah, he wasn't at yesterday's stream, was you? I used that in the last endurance race, the special stage Route 5 Enduro. Yeah, I used that. Unfortunately, that stream didn't go well. The stream started off like really amazing, and then I just sort of got side, I had to go and do like several other bits, so yeah, that didn't really plan out the way I was supposed to. But yeah, we used the Castrol Supra yesterday. It's going to be, I can't remember, what part are we recording now? Recording part 84, so yeah, part 83, yes, 1/3 of the way through, at 37 minutes. So, maybe 2 hours then, I don't really know. But yeah, I think part part 83 will be the Castrol Supra endurance race if you want to see that one. This part is 84, and I can't remember when this part will be coming out. 5th, 6th, 7th. We'll just have a think. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. So I think this part will be airing about 10th of May, maybe. What is your name? It's Brock Lesnar. Bum, bum, ba dum, bum, bum, bum. His music is insane. I can turn trees into blocks, but then my hands will be block. Okay. I mean, you can turn in. Actually, that's either a Skittle reference or it's a Minecraft reference, and either way, I am disappointed. I am very disappointed. Nah, just kidding. But yeah, seriously, has Brock Lesnar got a match of Payback? I don't think he does. I hope he appears at some point because he's amazing. I know the Wyatt family. You don't know what I'm talking about. Fair enough. No one knows what they're talking about. Hell, I don't know what I'm talking about. I babble bollocks for... Well, I'm going to be babbling bollocks for 2 hours because no one's even going to be able to see the chat, so people are going to be like, what are you talking to? In case you're wondering, I'm streaming this, although, to be honest with you, I'm sure the people who are interested in actually watching me stream this are watching me stream this right now. So yeah, again, as I said, there's one more endurance race to go. Probably going to do that either tomorrow or on Monday. Actually, Monday might be a bad day, so probably going to be streaming this. Yeah, actually, Sunday. If you check back tomorrow, then we will probably be streaming the last Enduro, which is going to be the Rome 2 hours circuit. So that should be fun when we finally get around to that. I probably would stream it tonight, but I found out what the issue of doing 2 Enduros consecutively was yesterday, and B, I don't really want to get in the way of Rhino's stream because, I wonder what he's going to... Yeah, again, I've already said that. Apparently he's doing like a somewhat of... What time? What time tomorrow? Oh, God. Probably about the same time tomorrow, so expect about 7 PM maybe, which is Greenwich Mean Time, so just calculate that into your own thing. I think in America that should be about 3 PM maybe. So, yeah, if you want to join me for that, then yeah, definitely, hopefully. Hopefully my internet is also playing ball tomorrow, because it seems to be. I need to tell you more vegetable names. Yes, vegetable names off the top of my head. Olives? Oh, olives. Oh, hey, Antics. What's going on, buddy? Also, we don't speak about the danger zone. I went into the danger zone, and the danger zone is leaving that video up. Olives are vegetables now, right, aren't they? Or are they I can't even remember. I know tomatoes are technically fruits. Potatoes are vegetables. What? Someone scream vegetable names at me. Am I missing some... I'm being racist towards courgettes. There you go. I don't know if you get them in America. There we go, around there. Through there. So we've got 5 people watching. Hey, hello to all 5 people. Thanks for joining me on this wondrous occasion. Highway to the danger zone. Olives are olives. Olives are a separate entity. Olives are great. Highway to the danger zone. Yeah, I love that song. It's great. If I could separate the music somehow, I'd love to... Yeah, there you go. Antics is going for it. Yeah, if I could separate the music somehow, I'd probably pump some music through. I don't know, I might... Really, I'd like to make streaming a regular thing. Banter. It's high quality banter. Banter, banter, banter. That's how you get out of offending people nowadays, I think. Sorry, every time I see the word banter, it just reminds me of Corsel is crazy. Although I assume, yeah. I was gonna say something. Yeah, hopefully I can make the streams a casual thing. I would like to stream some more Let's Plays in the future as well. As I've said, after GT2, probably London Racer, so that'll be a fun blast for us all to play through. I'm also tempted to do some sort of throwback streams, sort of play some more PS1 games. Your stream sucks. Oh, that's not banter. That's just, no. That's like telling, I don't know, that's like telling Paul Heyman his voice doesn't project enough. He is Heyman. Hey man, Heyman, haha. I've actually seen that guy. See, it's not offensive. No, it's completely not offensive. If you say banter before it, banter makes everything better. Banter, banter, banter. It's like that whole, I don't mean to be racist or I don't mean to be offensive, but what's better, this or Project Cars? Okay, now that's just crossing a line, mister. We do not say. Oh, thank you, buddy. Really appreciate it. Watch him say banter next and just like hard in minute. But yeah, you should drink bleach. Oh god, my audience is turning into Leafy's audience. This is not good. Oh god, banter, banter, banter. Yes. I don't drink bleach anyway. I mix some cyanide with a little bit of bleach, a little bit of vodka, down that all in one shot, and it's at least guaranteed to knock you out for at least one Roman Reigns match, which is, you know, all that matters. Also, when is Payback? Is Payback tomorrow? Oh no, oh what? If Payback's tomorrow, then yeah. I don't think we're getting it just because pay-per-views cost a lot of money and we're not really interested in watching that. I'd rather just watch the Royal Rumble on 24/7 because I love the Rumble, it's great. Bleach is an old meme. Swallow wet concrete instead. Yes, swallow Ethan Bradbury. That's what I'll do instead. How about that? Botox is a nice thing to drink. I mean, I guess. I mean, it'll make your throat look more plastic and younger, I guess. It'll make your throat look like Simon Cowell inside, but I just don't really like it. This is the toppest banter of all of the banter of all time in the universe. You're making me crash just by... I really should keep one eye on the road and stuff. How about rubber cement instead? I mean, sure, I'd rather just swallow golf balls or something. I mean, they clog your airwaves slowly, I guess. Drink strawberries, yay, because strawberries answer everything. I actually haven't eaten a strawberry in a while. From what I remember, they're quite nice. It also reminds me I've got a bottle of olives, or it's like a... What do you call a thing of olives? A can of olives, maybe? Something like that. And yeah, I may go and have them later on, because olives are amazing. One eye on the road. If you can do that, I'm impressed. I can look, sort of, I can flash my head around. The only problem is, like, that isn't good for anything. I.e., my driving will still suck, and drink sausages. Sausages. I really don't like sausages recently. Like, most pork items, I can't get along with. Oh god. I'm gonna go for the bowling ball because it won't hurt as much, I guess. I mean, pissing out a marble is quite bad as well. I must know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go bowling ball. I mean, that really... Jesus, man. That's like that whole, oh god, what did someone say once? Wanted someone like, would you rather eat a dick and sit on a pie or sit on a dick and eat a pie? It's like, you just don't win either way. How do you not like pork, you evil man? Well, I'm not going to make a religion joke, but I don't know. I mean, is he like bacon? Honestly, bacon makes me kind of sick at the moment. Both are painful. One is like pissing a kidney stone. One is, oh, yeah. I mean, I can't imagine you'd win either way. Bacon. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. It just makes me ill nowadays. It's even the smell of it. It's because I had so much of it at one point. That nowadays it's just, oh god. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I like the normal sort of taste of bacon. It's just all the fat, and I really don't like the fat. And now, oh god, no. I'm not reading that out on stream. I welcome people of all cultures and all religions to my streams and my videos because, yeah, emotes. Oh god, wait, YouTube has emotes. It's, I would say it's fine, but as soon as you say, you've seen them. I've seen them drift shopping trolleys and stuff like that. That's pretty amusing. And like old, god, what sort of cars they have over... Like Tata Nanos and stuff, maybe. They're fine too, Jesus Christ. Why is everyone... This is just turned into racism. Even Rhino streams aren't this bad, and they get pretty awful most of the time. But no, I mean, I'm cool with the Asians. They're cool people, I guess. Spin that way. There we go. Have you ever tried to drift on GTA, I guess? I mean, there's cars you can throw sticky bombs on them. I'm also probably going to pit on this lap. Because realistically, I should only need to do 4 pit stops during this race. I've done one of them. This is going to be the second one. And then the last one, I really only need about 15-20 laps. Oh, I'm sorry you're bored, dude. I can't really think of anything I can do. I mean, again, I'd love to play music or something, but I can't. I've also noticed it's the IRA drifts. Oh, Jesus, no. Got a CSGO cool cam because I tried to I killed a teammate. Oh, CSGO is... Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm not even... Why am I still reading chat? Yeah, killing teammates on CSGO, probably not a good way to build good faith with people. God, I remember playing CSGO. I would play that game. The problem is I sold all my decent skins for Car Mechanic Simulator DLC. Like, I did actually get a 200 quid knife on that game though, and that paid for most of the Steam games that I've got nowadays, which I don't play. So, yeah, I think the only few games I actually play that I bought, or the only few games that I actually play that I bought with that money is probably like Car Mechanic Simulator and maybe Automation as well. US comp players are such toxic. Yeah, I mean, it really is irritating. Like, it's just like, oh, hey, new players can't play Counter-Strike. We're the old guard. We've been here since the start. It's like, oh, just piss off, mate. Like, seriously. Other people can play your game. Don't get me wrong, I get mad when I get put against, like, bad teammates when I'm playing an online shooter game, but that's usually because I have a... Usually I have a relatively decent kill-death ratio, and the issue I've got is it's just like... The games always want me to carry the teams, and it's just like... I'm okay with carrying a team every now and again, but sometimes I just want to chill out and use a shotgun or something, and I've just seen that all the peeps at the 6 foot basically speak fluent Russian. 5 watches, you're making up the ladder. Oh boy, 5 people. Hi, 5 people. We had 5 people earlier. Yeah, I mean, Russia. I've played against some Russian Battlefield players before, which was kind of interesting considering UK, Russia, kind of a stretch, but then again we all just get dumped on European servers. I mean, that's something that really irritates me, is the fact that CS, like, it's his drug. I guess for some people it is. Don't get me wrong, I can see, like, really good CSGO players. Obviously it's amazing to watch them play, but I just don't get how you'd really, like, who would really want to put the time and effort into really learning that game. Because, don't get me wrong, it's fun, it's just like, when you don't know what you're doing, it just really is not very good. Although, admittedly, I am phenomenal with the AK-47, because that gun is just absolutely god in that game, and I love using that gun, it's amazing. Car Mechanic Simulator 2015 gets more longer to repair with more cars. Yeah, admittedly, I'm actually at the point now where I can restore my cars, which is pretty awesome, so that's all I do on that game now. I just restore cars, and they're absolutely, you know, it's a really fun game once you can restore your own cars. It's a little bit of a drag at the start. If you're looking to, like, level up quickly on that game, I just recommend doing, like, brakes and gearboxes, because you get 100 XP for finishing a job. So, is it true that the barrier... Oh, God, I've smashed into a wall reading chat. I'll read it in a second. Google Translate for the win, yes. Battlefield 3 PC with Spanish players. People still play Battlefield 3? That's kind of amazing. I mean, I know people didn't really like Battlefield Hardline, and no one really liked Fall River. Is a big dick, is what it says. Oh. Is it true that you are into the barrier? It is a question that must be answered. I am indeed in a barrier, yes. Good driving. Yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm trying to read chat, and, like, it's really active. Good driving, banter. No, that's not banter. That's you all being completely honest. Right, I'm going to be a good driver this time. I'm going to go for a quickest lap, I swear. Right. Anyways, I've been driving for 52 minutes. I mean, come on, give me a break, guys. Jeez. And I am driving a mid-engine rear drive. I'm sure everyone who actually is a GT2 liker is probably just, like, gone off this video now if they're watching it on video form, because they're just like, what is this guy? Why is he driving as he is? It means I have... Oh. I mean, I guess if that's sort of a thing, I mean... The only thing I will say is people who go around saying that usually have a small penis. Oh, banter, banter, banter. Hey, banter. Crashes at the corkscrew. Well, the corkscrew's coming up, so let's see how well we do here. Oh my god. Look at that. Not crashed at the corkscrew. There you go. Not crashed at the corkscrew. Hardy-dardy-da. I'm godly. I didn't crash at the corkscrew. I'm amazing. There we go. Sort of corner cut there. Why not? I will say the Rome circuit will probably have me being a better driver because I actually kind of like the Rome circuit. Oh, my poor heart. Oh, sorry, but I said banter before, so you can't get affected by it. Banter fixes everything. Also, banter may or may not be just like the title of this video, just because Venturi banter or something like that. The vicious Venturi. I don't know. I have 7 inches. I mean, I guess it was a good thing that you didn't write 2 inches, otherwise I would have read that out live on stream. Oh god. You see, here's the thing, it's kind of nice to have, like, you know, you want to be decently sized, but at the same time you don't want it so big that you're, like, dragging it around on, like, the floor when it's scraping and stuff, because, I mean, do you really want a scrapey scrape? I can't imagine that's very nice to have it scraping along the pavement or something. But, yeah, I mean... I've seen, well, I saw a really weird documentary. I have a 67-inch plus a cucumber. Oh dear. Is the cucumber at the end or at the, like, front? Because either way is going to be kind of... Yeah, I can't imagine that's... I mean, how big is 67 inches? Bear in mind, I'm working the metric system. I calculate. Yes, you can clearly calculate that. I have a hole I have a hole in my car so it fits in. Oh. I thought you said for a second it's because you have sex with your car. I was going to say, if you stick it in the exhaust and, like, you'd probably work its way to its manifold if it's 67 inches. Hardy-dardy-da. There's no banter at the end of that. I'm offend. Good night, stream. Good night, world. Over 6. I don't know. It's about that. I mean, I'm not going to... I don't know if the cucumber is under it. Oh. Does it, like, support it or something? Also, can we get off penis jokes? Because... is it a PG stream? No! No. Is it PG era? No. We're way back into the Attitude era now. This is getting into some, like, Edge and Christian... oh, sorry, Edge and wait, no. I'm saying the wrong people. Shawn Michaels and Triple H making fun of people and... Oh, God. Anyways, I'm finally driving well. This just got weird. Yes, yeah, it does. I don't know. I really don't know how a stream with car ends in this, but either way, we are now halfway because lap 45. We are 56 minutes 17 seconds in on the Atlantique. I'm driving a little bit better now. It helps with compression cylinder. It helps. I don't know. Compression. I don't know if cylinder's supposed to be attached to that or not. Either way, it doesn't make much in the way of sense because I am an idiot. And do you get blown by the CO2? CO2 cars don't have CO2. Maybe it's an electric car. Maybe it's just violent voltage sex. I can't believe I said that. Danger, danger, high voltage. Electric Six. Anyone remember that band? They were amazing. They were a thing. I used to remember my friend got really angry when you used to play Gay Bar, which just made me want to play Gay Bar even more because it's just funny watching him squirm. Oh, okay. I mean, what sort of car produces the most carbon monoxides? Like, is it just rotary? Oh god, rotary engines. Oh god, yeah, I can't imagine that's a very pretty sight once you end up connecting with a rotary engine, because rotors just, it's not far out enough. Oh. I literally have no idea what my chat has descended into. Someone please help. Please help. Send help. Prius. 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 I saw a 2016 Prius in person the other day, and literally the Toyota dealer woman actually said that even when they went to the same title again. Yeah, I can't think of anything more witty. If anyone has any better ideas for what we should call the stream, other than like top quality banter, spin your dick. Oh god. Yeah, Sideways and Ismo, hey buddy, but you've kind of walked into the danger zone here. The danger zone is screw Priuses. Yeah, like, even the woman at the Toyota dealership just said when they first saw it, like, everyone in the room, like, they had a big press conference for it or something, like, everyone in the room was just silent when they first showed it off. There was like, oh god, why does it look like that? And no one said anything because this chat is clearly 18 plus. Yeah, this chat isn't 18 plus, this chat's like 65 plus, this is just erupted. This is full on Attitude Era stuff is happening, weird stuff. I like how yesterday's stream was basically about car and Gran Turismo games. This stream, oh well, it's descended into complete and utter anarchy, and yeah, I guess that's the way I like my streams. Well, that's the way some people like their streams. Oh god. Right, anyways, lap 47 coming up to 1 hour in this endurance race. Still a lot more to go though. Hopefully we're going to get the correct prize card, because actually I don't think you can earn a thing from this. Why does it look like that? TRE 2016 confirmed. Yes. Why does it look like... Oh, lordy lord, I'm crashing. More banter, the better. Okay, sure, but there is kind of a limit, and the banter limits are being pushed. Like, the banter limits are just going off the chart right now. The machine that we've got for the banter has broken. We've bought another machine as spares and repairs, and even the spares and repair bits are coming off it faster than we can put them back on. But yes, anyways, Venturi Atlantique. Someone speak about the car, please. I don't know. I should have really done like some research on this car before, because I do not know anything about Venturi. So, what's the point in a Prius? 0 to 60 takes from now to 15 minutes. Prius 2016. To be honest with you, the Prius is probably faster accelerating than my IRL car, so I can't really say anything on that, because I mean that thing's got like 128 horsepower. I mean, over here in England, that's like a lot. Like, it actually is as well. I crashed the corkscrew. It's a box on wheels done. Well, it's not really a box because it's got curves and stuff. I mean, a box on wheels is like a Escort Mark 1 or something. Admittedly, that's a fun box on wheels, but it's still kind of a box. I mean, even the old Ford Cortinas. If you want to go to really bad cars, then the Morris Marina, that's kind of like a box on wheels. What's your real life car? A 1 litre Lupo? No, a 1.1 litre Fiat Panda, although I have had some experience with a 1 litre Polo. 0 to 60, 15 seconds top speed, I think it's 93, so yeah. It's not quick, it doesn't set the world on fire, but it's a nice car, I guess. I like it. Even, oh, blocks on a blocker. It isn't then that much, even in good old England. I mean, most people around here, like, I would say the most common engine size is probably like 1.6 diesels. Pushing the boundaries, yeah, I know, we go straight through the Stratocaster. Straight through the I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I mean, when it comes to power, we go all out. I mean, I've seen a Mark 1 Mustang. I'm still yet to see an actual real brand new Mustang in the UK. I really want to go and have a look at one, but I don't know if our dealership actually has one in at the moment. Last time I went, I think the quickest car they had in the dealership was a in the game and IRL. Yeah. Oh god, there we go. I'm pushing the boundaries with everything today. All the boundaries are just being absolutely wiped clean. Anyways, I'm still not saying too bad a lap times. Lap 50 out of 90, so 40 more laps to go up in this nizzle. I have a spoiler which is clipping. Is that? Oh right, the spoiler silver. I was gonna say. Is red? Yeah. I mean, to be fair, out of the 3 cars that we've got in our driveway, mine is by far the slowest. It's the only one under 100 horsepower. So. Yeah, but I mean, even looking out my window right now, I don't see. It's a small town though. Mine's is a relatively big town, and you still don't see much. I mean, London, if you want to see like power, also the streams decide to go green. That's amazing. Is this a Lister? No, this is a Venturi Atlantique 600 LM edition. The Lister is bright yellow and green, and the Lister's pretty cool. This is a Venturi, kind of looks like a Ferrari F40 kinda. I saw a V8 R8 the other day as well. Actually, it could have been a V12, I'm not too sure. I don't really know my engine notes well, he wasn't revving it. I mean, there's a couple of nice cars around here. There's a Tesla Taxi. There's a few GTRs. I saw an Aston Martin DBS the other day as well, and a 997 Turbo, but... I mean, overall, you're not really going to see many supercars sort of in the north of England. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, when you go down south and stuff, you'll see some more supercars. Banter. This stream is the best. Oh. Yeah, if it's the best stream you've seen all year, then your expectations are not particularly high, unfortunately. There is a 2016 R8. Apparently it's 2,000 a month only for the car. Yeah, I mean, the 2016 R8 definitely improved on the Audi R8. I'm still not a big fan of it, though. I still kind of see it as, like, the boring supercar. Like, I'd rather have the Huracan, and the Huracan isn't particularly, like, exciting or anything. We got a... Okay, that's cool. The Miata's a cool car, just make sure the underneath of it isn't rusting. So that would be an NA, then. That's why I said banter. Oh, dear. It's fine, it makes everything okay. Another emoticon though, so people not happy with the emoticons. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have the Huracan, and the Huracan isn't particularly cool. So that's an NA Miata then. I'd kind of like to find me an MB at some point. They're probably my favourite Miatas. The problem with them is just insurance at the moment. But we'll see. I mean, Mark 1 is the best car in the world. Best car in the world, really? I mean... The best car in the world is a Koenigsegg 1.1, because, my god, that thing is amazing. Under sealed every year. Oh, that's good then. Yeah, I mean, the NA is the one that you sort of have to take more care of. The MB and dry stored. Oh, so it's should be in decent nick then. I mean, the MB is the one you want to go for if you don't really want any issues with rust or anything. I only really found out the NA's had a really bad issue with rust recently, thanks to Car Throttle's Project MX5. Which is a pretty cool series. But yeah, I mean, I'd still like to find an MX5. To be honest with you, like, MX5, Ford Puma, maybe even like a 16 valve Fiat Coupe, because those cars are fantastic to look at. And they have the same engine as a Lancia Delta. I mean, they're the sort of things that I'd like to look at in a few years' time. Insurance companies, when it comes... Yeah, I can imagine. Slammed. Oh, God. I mean, okay, I get the point of slamming an MX-5, but can anyone tell me what the point of slamming a Subaru is? Because, like, stuff like that really irritates me when I see, like, a slammed Subaru or a slammed Evo. It's like, you know those cars are supposed to go off-road, right? It's like, you've just completely ruined on this 3+ stream. Yes, acceptable for ages 0 and up. Anyone can come to this stream. Anyone can come to this stream, it just might leave you, like, sipping on bleach at the end of it. I don't really know. But yeah, I mean, for me, the Koenigsegg 1.1 is the best car in the world right now, just because I think, what's the point in slammed cars? It really depends how far you go with slamming. I mean, of course, it gives you aerodynamic benefit. I've just spun again as well. It gives you some, like, aerodynamic benefits if you have the car lowered, but I mean, if you're at the point where you're, like, scraping on the ground or something, you're really not going to feel the effects of that. At the end of the day, I know it'll make my car undrivable. It depends on, again, it depends on how hard you do it, like how, it's not too slammed, about 7 centimeters. But I mean, it really depends on how. It's not too much camber. Oh god. Don't get me started on camber, please. I can't be doing with the whole camber debate right now. But bro, it's a stock NA. Is there such thing as a stock NA? Is that a thing? Like, do people leave MX-5 stock? I swear I've never seen. I've seen a few MX-5s about. I like the ones. Most people just get those silly wooden steering wheels from Japan though, and they look pretty. They look pretty awesome. But like, if it's, I can't remember. There is an MX-5 near here. It's kind of a. I'll give it 15 degrees of camera for higher top speed. Sure. Just to be honest with you, any camber kind of irritates me because just. Like, don't get me wrong, on some cars, sure, like, well, not on, like, I'm not talking about the silly, like, 45, just visual upgrades. Oh, okay, I mean, the MX, like, the NA for me has never been a particularly great looking car. I like the flip-up headlights. If I had an NA, what would I actually do? I might add, like, a little boot spoiler or something, just because I'm one of those. I'd probably have to have, like, a little sort of body skirt or body kitting around it. When they're just scraping across the floor. I remember there was a guy in college who had a EK9 Civic, and it was hilarious because he always used to try and show off on it. He had the arm out the window, he had the cap on and everything. And then I remember one time he was walking in and he essentially tried to. He basically redlined it, but the issue is he missed the gear change and basically ended up like creaming the engine. And then there was another time when he was trying to show off, but there was speed humps around our college, and essentially each one he went over, he had to do like 2 miles an hour, and a friend had to get out and like gauge him over them. I was just like, is it really worth it for this? I'd probably never like slam a car or anything. To be honest with you, I don't know if I'd really modify a car particularly. Maybe, I don't know, like, wheels and stuff I don't mind, but as far as, like, slamming and stuff, I probably wouldn't delve into that. Yeah, apparently, well, it's an NA, well, it's not only an NA and thing, it's actually, oh, am I saying that right? Yeah, it's naturally aspirated, isn't it? So, I mean, is it an overhead cam or is it dual overhead cam for an MX-5? Sounds nice with a stainless catback. Yeah, I mean, they're decent enough engines. I mean, what is it, 1.8? At least in the NA, I think in the MB you could get a 1.6, but I think it's like an NA 120-ish horsepower. So, I mean, it's not going to light the world on fire. Oh, you went overtaking, then it pulls and he went overtaking. Yeah, that sounds like England, alright, because people are idiots when it comes to overtaking here. Dual overhead. Oh, okay. So, I mean, you'll get that rev jump, of course, as you would in any sort of dual overhead cam vehicle. Power comes on quite light, it makes a better drive in heavy traffic. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where my car is, sort of. To be honest with you, I think the sweet spot for mine is when you're in 4th gear and you need to go from 30 miles an hour to 40. It will do it just like that. It is. I think it's got a little bit more torque than the Polo did, and I think it comes on slightly earlier, so I mean, technically, also I'm shoving the Castrol Super into a wall, I apologise. 1.6 was, oh, they did do an MA with a 1.6, that kind of surprises me. I honestly thought it was only 1.8s with like 125 brake, but I mean, how much did the 1.6 make? I assume it was like 110, mine's the, I own the 1.6. Oh, so you both have MX-5s. That's kind of cool, I guess. That's kind of strange, actually, as well. Welcome to the MX-5 Owners Club. This is the stream of the MX-5 Owners Club. Yeah, MX-5 Owners Club. If I could use, I used an MX-5 a couple of days ago in the LP, but yeah, unfortunately, no more MX-5s from this point on because there's nothing I can really use them for, unfortunately. Oh yeah, I mean, for me, Miatas, and I guess you guys can comment on this as well, for me, it would go, as far as like favourites, it'd probably be the MB, ND, NA, and then the NC. Just because I'm not a huge fan of the 3rd generation. Sounds hilarious. 1.8 has 128. That sounds about right. I knew it was 120 something like that, but I mean, dual overhead cams 1.8, especially in the 90s, like 128 horsepower, that's not bad. I mean, when you consider sort of, I think in this game the 4-litre V8 Cerberus make, I think it's like 230 horsepower, that's just over 100 stock. Yeah, I mean, even then though, I mean, the MX-5 is light, don't get me wrong. Oh, it's a JDM import. Ooh, so fancy. It has just over 100, no. JDM import. Ooh, so fancy. Ooh, JDM. Ooh, Fast and Furious. Ooh. Sorry. Instant storage currently driving me combo van. Oh god. Is it a Vauxhall? Because if so, have fun with the head gaskets. I don't get along with... I'm sorry, I don't get along with Vauxhall. It's just something I don't do, but... I mean, it is what it is. It's just... Oh, it's the Unos roaster, the EUNOS. I live in England, it's still on the right side of it. Yeah, that's the one advantage of importing cars into this country. Also, we're going to do a pit stop on this lap. Because the tyres are going. Yeah, the Unos. Was it the Unos or the Unos? I'm not actually sure how to say it. Indicator is on the wrong side. Interestingly enough, on Kias, at least in 2003, the indicator was also on the wrong side. Which is kind of interesting. There we go, around there. I think that's the best way I've come into this pit so far. And even then, it wasn't a particularly good pit stop. The stalk, yeah. On a Kia, yeah, it's on the right side, I think. And then the wipers are on the left side, which is kind of interesting. I don't really know why. Unless, do they drive on the... Do they drive on the right in Korea? I'm not too sure. Mine is a missing indicator light. Oh god. How much is it on the front, or... I've just got to witch my nose quickly. There we go. There's so many times off. Yeah, that's, that happens. I love my LSD. I love LSD too. Can I have some, please? I love how you clarified that. Probably by the time you've heard that, you're like, no, not the drug, not the drug. Yeah, but no, for me, yeah, definitely the drug. I love LSD, it's great. Fantastic. 10 out of 10. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, mushrooms, like, are cheaper, but, I mean, LSD lasts longer, and you get more bang for your buck in the end of it. I don't know what the fuck, I don't even know if it would spin the wheels. If it's an NA, then you would probably have an open diff, I would say. Oh, they drive on the left. Okay. I was... for some reason thought they might have driven on left side indicator. Ah, okay. So I can't imagine that would cost too much to put in, unless I assume. Yeah. I mean, I would assume you have an open diff just because of how old the vehicle is. I think most front wheel drive cars have, yeah. And then 90s rear wheel drive, unless they was like very fancy, I assume they were all. Some came with, oh, was it like a dealer option or something? I maybe guess. Car guy jokes. Car guy jokes. Car guys. Mine did. Oh. So maybe it is. Either it was like a Japan only, or it was an option perhaps. I don't really know. I don't really know too much about Miatas and stuff. I know the engines, I know the rear wheel drive, I know the convertibles, I know Alex from Fail Race had one. That's about all I know about NX5s. Oh, and the names for all the different generations and so on. Yeah, I mean, the ND is a pretty cool car though. Mine did. Ain't I fancy? You're so fancy. Regular car review joke. Mine is silver, bought it from my dad last year. Been in the family for 13 years. Jeez, man. I guess that's kind of cool that you could buy it from... your family member at least, because I guess then you know it all works. And Alex from Car Throttle, oh yeah, he owns one. I think I've watched all the episodes of Project MX5. I really like that series. It's pretty awesome. I will say I wish there's some things he didn't do to it, i.e. I think the wheels on it look a little bit stupid, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the backside will turbo mine. Bro, supercharge it. Make it even better. I love superchargers. Can you supercharge an MX5? I assume you can. To be honest with you, like, I don't know, MX-5s are cool. I really like those MR2s though, the supercharged MR2s, they're pretty insane. Yeah, I mean, MX-5s are... I want you want to basically sound like Phil Collins, Studio. That was a terrible joke. Yeah, I mean, superchargers, I prefer the whale. I'd love to stick a I'd like to get a supercharged car at some point. Don't Lotuses have supercharged? It's got the splitter thing on the front. Oh, right. Is that like a sort of track day downforce thing? Oh yeah, they come with like a black splitter with like a little 2 cutouts on it from what I remember. Yeah, I love it how we've gone from next level banter to penis jokes to just talking about MX-5s and having a casual conversation about Miatas. I mean, what is this stream? I mean, it couldn't be further away from what it should be about. It's like, oh, we're speaking about Miatas while I'm driving around a 690 horsepower French race car. It's like, oh, okay. Don't get me wrong, I'm perfectly fine with that though. It comes with teeth. Quite tempted to K20 swap my combo. K20 will fit. Again, is that a Vauxhall combo van? The Corsa ones? And, oh yeah, K20s will fit in those. Yeah, K20, that's the Honda engine, isn't it? From what I remember. Also, 112. I took mine off. Weight reduction, bro. That splitter probably adds, what, like, a kilogram? Maybe? If that, or like a gram, even. Just like, weight reduction. Everything's weight reduction. Gotta take my... I will put 4-rotor in a Mazda. Yes, absolutely. Stick the 787B engine in it and just watch it burn. Actually... the RX-7's 4-rotor as well. I can't actually... oh, God, thanks, The Cure, combo Vauxhall. Yeah. I mean, the Royal Mail use those ones. I mean, I guess you could K20 swap it. I assume it would fit. Because, I mean, what engine does it have at the moment? Is it... I would assume combo van is either a 1.3 or 1.7 diesel. Did they ever come with petrol engines? They may have done. Mind you, saying that, do you know what I've never got about Vauxhall? And I'm just going to itch my nose again. K20 is a pretty small engine anyway. You've just got to think about sort of like your fuel economy and stuff. Really. Also, I directly spoke over a pause thing. I shouldn't have done that. Oh well, whatever. But yeah, I mean, if he says it'll fit, then I'd like to see it. I don't know if I would particularly... who doesn't really like K20 engines? You know, I mean, who doesn't like VTEC? Other than non-Honda guys, but non-Honda guys, I basically just... I don't care, I like Hondas. It pulls harder than my NA. What the... oh god, the combo... I was looking at chat and laughing at it. Oh yeah, diesels, low rev limiter. Yeah, I mean, 1.7 diesel. I drove a... when I was on my lessons, I think I drove a 1.7 Corsa. It was the worst thing I've ever driven in my life. I hated it. But, yeah, from what I remember, that car... I mean, it was okay. It was probably like the quickest thing I'd driven to that point, just because when I was learning to drive, it was mostly your diesel hatchbacks. I drove a petrol... I think it was a 1.4 Fiesta as well. That was a nice car. Oh, there we go. I've been in a Remat 335D. Jesus Christ, 350 horsepower is so quiet. It's a 75 horsepower from a 1.7 diesel? What? Jesus. Was this engine like developed in the 90s? Because I remember they used to... from what I remember, like Volkswagen's... was it Volkswagen? Or was it Fiat? I can't remember. The quietest 190 mile per hour car ever. Probably one of the quickest diesel cars ever as well, provided you don't count those crazy Le Mans things, but yeah, 75 horsepower, 1.7 diesel, jeez. I thought they have 110 nowadays, I know that much, because I unfortunately know a little bit about Vauxhall engines. I think it's, yeah, they're 110 these days. Oh, god, spinning in the thing again. My friend, a Stage 4 Ford Focus RS. Oh god, 650 horsepower in front wheel drive car. Yeah, rip, and more rip. I tried to drive a 1020 horsepower car in Forza and that was completely deadening, so I would hate to think about 650. How do you get so... yeah. I mean, the thing you've got to remember is diesels have only really started to come on in the last few years. Because, I mean, before, like I was saying, I think can't remember if it was a Volkswagen or a Fiat engine, but it was like a Vauxhall, yeah, Vauxhall Engineering, built in England, so yeah. But 1.9, it was like a 1.9 petrol that produced like 55 horsepower. It was just, that was sort of the diesel engines back then, and of course they sounded really unrefined and so on, so yeah, I mean, you gotta remember diesels have really come a long way recently. I mean, compared to what they were back then, diesels are just incredible. I mean, to this day, to be honest with you, I'm still not a fan of them. I wouldn't particularly go out and buy a diesel car. Mighty car mods. I've seen some of their stuff. I saw on their JDM Saab. I didn't see the JDM Saab. I saw I think I saw 2 Daihatsu Quarry builds. They did the show car one, and they also, oh god, that electric one. I saw both of those, but other than that, I haven't really seen any. Oh, I also saw them drive the midget, because I really want to get a midget too. I like my rolling coal, yes. There's some crazy diesel contraptions out there. But yeah, I mean, like I said, diesel's just really come a long way. It's really cool that it has. I think it still has most of them 75 ponies. Well, it's a Vauxhall, so probably most of those ponies have just exploded. No, I kid. I'm gonna say banter. There you go, banter. That'll make it all better. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I would like to find out how much of my car's 55 horsepower it came with stock it still has. I can imagine it's still got most of them, because I mean, before me, it's just had a bunch of old people drive them, because that's who drives Pandas over here, so yeah, I think it's only got like 60, I think it's almost 65,000 miles on it now as well, so yeah, it should still have most of its power, I think, which is called banter, yes. banter, next level banter. Oh god, I probably shouldn't say anything because I like Fords and I've heard some bad things about Fords. I've heard of donkey power before, third of a horsepower. Yes, it's got a Vauxhall combi van has 75 donkeys inside it, which is, there's not much to lose from. Yeah, admittedly, if it had lost power, then you'd probably be able to feel it. But, I mean, accelerating it's still nice and peppy. I mean, the thing you've got to remember about the Panda is, while it may only have 55 horsepower, it only weighs 800-ish kilograms, 800 and change kilograms, and it's a really light car, so, I mean, it's going to be relatively quick accelerating, so, yeah, if I had to predict, I'd probably say it's got 50-ish horsepower nowadays, but, I mean, as long as the torque's still mainly intact, because I mean that's the thing that sort of moves small cars, it's more torque than power because small cars don't have any power, but yeah, I mean I'd be kind of curious to find that out, to be honest with you. To be honest with you, the best small car engine at the moment is probably those EcoBoosts that Ford have, those 1 litre little Peugeot drivers plus England is a bad combination. Do you know what, actually, to be honest with you, I don't really have many issues with Peugeot drivers. It's usually, for me, it's either Vauxhalls or, and these are the absolute worst on the road, is BMW X5 drivers. I'm sorry, they are the absolute worst. I've come across more times I've almost been in an accident with an X5 than any other car, like, if you sort of based it on things, but to be honest with you, I do get kind of nervous when I see a VTEC Mini, yes. I do get really nervous when I see a Vauxhall come in my rearview mirror. Yeah, the thing you gotta remember is, like, this is the strange thing for me. I do use the metric system, however, I am one of those Englanders that basically switches between the two on the fly and don't even realise, like, I use kilograms instead of pounds, but I use miles instead of kilometres and so on, so yeah, and I use centimetres and metres over inches, but yeah, I'm just really weird. Peugeot driver around here are deadly. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I can't actually recall any times I've had a bad issue with a Peugeot driver, usually because they're all just travelling in the opposite way, probably going in the wrong way, but I use both. Yeah, I mean, they are trying to eventually switch it, like, to full-on metric, It'll be interesting to see after the EU debate whether England sort of goes back to using Imperial, like full stop, or whether, you know... Because I think they are probably trying to get us into a situation where they're trying to get us to use metric. I mean, hell, most sort of car reviewers and adverts nowadays use PS, which really irritates because it's like, it's horsepower. Everyone over here calls it horsepower. There is no such thing as PS. I refuse to admit PS exists. My friend has a 207. Yeah, I haven't heard many good things about 207. That being said, I drove a 208, and I kind of like that 208. It was a good car, so... Yeah, I can use both as well. I'm not as versed in like inches and pounds, but I can just about get away with them. I use pounds on Forza though, just because that's sort of the default thing that I use, and I refuse to read torque in anything other than foot-pound, just because that's what I understand. It is so plasticky. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really like, because it was on my lessons, so obviously I didn't really get a chance to really tap around the 208. It's yeah, it's really stupid. I hate it. It's a 1.4. Yeah, I drove a 1.4 diesel. It had absolutely no power. Like before 2.5 revs, there was just nothing to that car. It was awful. But to be honest with you, I kind of enjoyed it. I wouldn't really like to own a 208, but I mean, I really like the C4 Cactus. I think that's kind of like a cool, interesting little car. So. And I mean, that's basically all 208 bits, and I think it's got like a slightly more better designed dashboard and all the rest of it, but yeah, I mean, it's still a pretty cool car nonetheless. Hey, the stream's gone green again. I don't know what green and yellow means. I don't know if it's actually having issues or if it's just... Because the Elgato technically should be doing 720p, but it can't because it's Gran Turismo 2. And Gran Turismo 2 sort of works in 480p, and that's just sort of all it works in, so... But yeah, PS is really, really stupid. It's like, oh, the new Audi produces 550 PS. And I mean, it would be okay if PS was so different from horsepower, but to be honest with you, like, it really isn't. It's just really confusing because, like, if the Audi produces 550 PS, I think that means like 542 horsepower. It's like, oh god. To be honest with you, it's probably just a way for them to say, oh, well, our car produces more power because we're using PS instead of horsepower. The problem with 207... So, I have to just get around this corner and I'll read your comment. Yeah, like I said, I've never driven a petrol Peugeot. All the Peugeots I've ever had any experience with whatsoever have been diesels. I've drove a 206, I've drove a 208, and I've moved a 308. I haven't actually like driven it on the road or anything. The Viper's gone for a spin. I've never actually driven a 308 particularly, but yeah, I mean, that's just the thing I found with way England is in the EU, it's actually more complicated than that. Yeah, I'm not going to go into the whole England EU bollocks which is currently going on right now. To be honest with you, I'm probably not even going to vote on it just because I don't really, you know, I don't know all the things, I don't really care. Ever drove a potato? Yes, I have. Yeah, I mean, it's when I was using that LSD. Which, I mean, apparently the LSD works well on your Miata, so, I mean, I'll have some of that LSD as well. But, yeah, I mean, potatoes are awesome to drive. I mean, you know, it's got that 5-speed with potato drive. It's got a nice potato rack. It's got... I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I learned in a Lupo, then got a 1-litre Seat Rosa. Oh, God, they were really slow, weren't they? They were like 50 horsepower, 16 thing. So, if you learned in a Lupo and drove in a Rosa, they're basically the same cars, aren't they? Talking about fry. Oh. Fried potatoes? Certainly. Yeah, I mean... From what I remember, Lupo's just a badge engineered a Rosa, which is a little bit strange, because considering most of the time it's the other way around with Seat. Talking about fruits. I owned a lemon before. Woo! I own several olives. Wait, they're not fruits. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I've owned a fruity laces. You know, those ones that you get from Tesco's. Strawberry laces or whatever the hell they call them. I pressed enter by accident. No, we know you didn't. You're just throwing out that top level fruit banter again. Everyone knows about the top level fruit banter. There we go, round there. I may or may not pit on this lap as well. I'm not too sure. Probably going to pit on this lap actually, because this will be our last pit stop of the race, and then it will just be a race straight through to the end. And yeah, and then we'll be finished with the Laguna Seca endurance race, and everything will be peachy. And hopefully this... I had a load of issues trying to find the last episode yesterday with like olives. Olives are from the olive species. I know you keep telling me. I apologise. I'm really sorry. Yeah, it was slow. The Lupo Rosa, and then the Citroen one. Basically the same. Citroen C2. I actually want a Citroen C2 VTR. The C2 is a pretty interesting car. I really like the gauges on those. You know, like the digital with the like small thing of rev count you can see. They're pretty cool cars. I mean, I guess underneath C2s are somehow related to Peugeot. If it's a 1.4, then you'll get a 1.4 Peugeot unit in them. Because I think the VTR was a 1.4 at one point, and the VTS is the slightly faster one, maybe. Have you got a wheel for racing games? I have got a very, very cheap wheel for 360, which I bought for a couple of quid, and I've also got an extremely cheap PS1, PS2, PS3 wheel. I think it works in PS3 anyway. Yeah, I haven't got many good wheels. I would kind of like to get one. The problem is, if I was going to get one, I'd probably get like one of those really nice Thrustmaster ones for Xbox One, but I'm just not paying like 300 quid for one. And I don't have a PS4, I don't really play Gran Turismo all that much, so there'd be really no point in buying, a wheel for like a PlayStation or a 360, because I kind of spend most of my times on the Xbox One these days when I'm not recording various games, i.e. this or whatever. Although, to be honest with you, most of my Let's Plays from now are going to be the PlayStation 1 games, because I've got a lot of PS1 games to play through, because I'm all nostalgic and stuff. Dad had one when I was very young. Oh, okay. Let me just get around this corner. There we go. Now, the VTR and the VTS have the same engine. Okay. If I remember... Right, which one's the quickest, though? There's the VT... Because I remember back in the day with the Saxo, the VTS was the slightly quicker of the two. I drove a Nissan Leaf, and I've heard... Right, this is a strange thing with the Leaf. I think the Leaf is absolutely appalling to look at, but from what I've heard... Everyone who's driven one said it's actually like a really fun car to drive, but it just looks absolutely bloody hideous, which isn't particularly good. Also, we're going to pit on this lap because apparently I forgot about it last lap. But yeah, everything I've heard of the Leaf has been pretty darn decent, which is kind of surprising because when you look at that car, you're just like, ew, it's going to be awful to drive. But from what I've actually heard, you see, that's the thing with Nissan, they're just... It really irritates me, the fact that they just can't get their head in the correct game. They're too busy selling the horrible, the Duke. Oh god, I've killed the NSX. It irritates me that they spend all their times on the Qashqai and the Duke and so on. They can build a decent car. I mean, they've proved it before. I mean, look at the old Nissan Pulsar GTI Rs. They were pretty sick, but they don't really let themselves off the chain anymore, which is the same. Their only really performance car is the GTR, because sure, you could count the Nismo Duke as a performance car if you want. I don't, because that thing is apparently appalling to drive. Also, I like it how this is apparently a pit lane, even though, I don't know. But the gearbox packed up. Oh, that was... Oh, so he had an auto. Oh, the VTR has a... Oh. I've never driven a car with a flappy paddle. I kind of want to, but at the same time, it's like, I know I'm going to be disappointed by it, because from what I've heard, flappy paddle gearboxes are not great. The Citroen flappy paddle, yeah. That's, wait. PSA Group, flappy paddle gearbox. I'm trying to wonder where the bloody hell they would have got that flappy paddle gear from. It's because they're faster current and instant electric torque. Yeah. I mean, again, it really does surprise me that the Leaf is actually apparently a good car to drive. I'm never going to drive one, hopefully. I hope not anyway, but yeah, I've heard they're decent enough cars to drive, which is kind of insane when you ask me. Yes, it's true. I don't know what... I mean... No, was it Vauxhall? Vauxhall, I think with the original, the Corsa C, they ended up giving us a flappy paddle gearbox, but I'm fairly certain that went away quick because no one bought it, because it's like 500. I've never used flappy paddle before. No. They are, I mean, I think even Polos these days, you can get the 1.2 TSIs and even like Beetles and Polos and stuff. I'm fairly certain they come with flappy paddle gearboxes these days. I mean, I used an auto before. God, I hate it. I've never driven an automatic car. I'd kind of like to. Looking at it, the VTR has 110 horsepower. So if it's a 1.6, then it's just a basic Peugeot PSA group. Or sorry, yeah, PSA group 1.6 then. Which is, yeah, I mean, I guess because the C2, I don't think the C2 weighs that much. To be honest with you, instead of a CTO, I'd probably go with like a Saxo. I can imagine the Saxo is a little bit more unreliable, but I still really like the Saxo. 10.6, 0 to 60. I mean, it's not the quickest thing in the world, but I mean, it's a 110 horsepower small car. I mean, what do you want? I mean, that's pretty decent as far as like hot hatches go. Alright. It's not right, it feels so unsmooth. I guess it really depends on what automatic you're driving. If you're driving like a Mercedes Auto or something, then obviously it's going to be a little bit better, but yeah, I mean, that isn't bad though. 10.6 seconds to 60, I mean, especially from, I think they're light anyway. I think the later Saxos look good. I like the original Saxo with the little sort of square headlights they had. They're pretty cool cars. Again, the only issue, I don't know if I'm being slapped or not there, but I mean, the issues with the Saxo, of course, was it was a pretty dated car when it first came out, because it was basically a Citroen AX, from what I remember, and, well, it was a Peugeot 106, which was basically a Citroen AX, even though Peugeot was like, oh, no, it's not. It's like, yes, it is. I can imagine the AX is really fun to drive. I've seen 100 horsepower, I think it's like an AX GT advertised once, which I would be really curious about. Although, admittedly, if you get in a crash or anything with an AX, you are, like, dead. There's just no getting away. Slapped anyway. Yeah, for saying about autos. Again, it really depends on what automatic you drive. I'm sure some of them are okay. These days, anyway. I know back when they was first about, they weren't good. Apparently any small car with an auto isn't particularly good either. I.e. like Clios and 206s and stuff, they've just never had good auto gearboxes, but I mean, I don't know, I think BMW, I would assume, make a decent auto box. Maybe even Aston Martin, considering that they're sort of, I think the DBS was the last Aston Martin to actually come with a manual transmission. I'm fairly certain the DB9 is now basically just automatic all round, so yeah. There we go, come around this corner. Oh, by the way, we're on lap 79. I haven't even really been paying attention to the actual game itself, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, we are 1 hour 40 minutes in, we are on lap 79, we have 11 laps to go in this endurance race, and then we can cross this one off the list, which will be pretty freaking sweet. And then we'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, with the final endurance race, which will be the Rome circuit, which will be excellent. And the Rome 2 hours, which unlike this one, which might be underneath 2 hours, that one is actually going to be 2 hours because A. So yeah, and then once that's done, we move on to the smaller races in the game, and then it's literally just a straight line to us going to do the final championship, which is going to be awesome once it's finally over and done with. Again, I mean, the end of GT2, I'm not sure if I'm really looking forward to it or not, because I've really enjoyed playing through this game again. It is by far and away the longest LP on this channel now. I mean, before then it was 50. Had an AX, the boot hatch failed and our legs were crushed by the boot lid. Jesus Christ, true but banter. Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine the boot on an AX weighs much, so you probably got lucky there. I mean, you're lucky it wasn't like a Volkswagen Phaeton or something like that, because that would have just taken your legs clean off, but oh god, an AX, man. I saw an AX in real life the other day, and they're really, really tiny looking cars, but they look kind of cool. I also saw an original Mini, which compared to like modern economy cars just looks really, really big. Like, I'm fairly certain it was in like a traffic jam with a Renault Clio and a Ford Focus, or Ford Fiesta, sorry. Okay, we was just speaking about autos and how good they are. I mean, like an automatic gearbox, I mean, oh my god, I mean, manuals may as well die because automatic gearboxes are so good. Banter, banter, next level banter. Anyways, oh god. I really should shoot myself off that comment, but hey, I won't. Anyways, quickest laps. Have you ever crashed a car? Kinda, sorta, not. I kinda crashed my instructor's car. We was doing a 3-point turn, and it was on a really heavily cambered road. Not that sort of camber. And essentially, I went a bit too far forward, and I fell into like sort of, I wouldn't call it a ditch, but like the sort of gap. And essentially, it was at a point where if I had tried to move the car at all, it was just gonna go fall straight into there and smack the curb. And he was like, oh, it's fine, water clutch, water gas, go on, you know, take the handbrake off and everything. I did, and the car just flew forward. And I think I took a little bit of paint off the bumper, but other than that, it was fine. He only crashed once, and it wasn't much. Oh. It wasn't much, just killed a few people. It's fine. They're fine. Got an 840. Oh, God. I really want a Volvo wagon, to be honest with you. I really want like an 850R. That's like my dream car. Like, dream real life car. Like, one that I might actually be able to get. I'm really surprised about the fact that the Volvo died. I mean, unless it was just not very well looked after. Because, I mean, that's the thing with cars is, you know, you can say all you want about reliability. At the end of the day, you know, it's sort of, if it's a used vehicle or something, then it really comes down to how it's being treated. I only lost my front bumper. Oh, so you didn't kill anyone? No. I was expecting like, yo, I totally flipped my car. I flipped it 5 times. I crashed into a schoolboy. Everything went flying everywhere, and then I flew into a building, and the building exploded, but I was fine, but everyone else died. Something like that. But no. How did you manage to lose the front bumper? I'm curious. Did you crash into another car, or not? Or was it just into like a curb or something like I did? To be fair though, I don't blame my car crash on me, I blame it on my instructor for me, and not that many people died. Only a few, only a couple of hundred. It's no big deal. I feel like the insurance paperwork, they took care of it, it's fine. Only a mother and a baby, Jesus Christ. You have to add banter to that now, buddy, otherwise it's not going to look good for you. You need to add the word banter. Banter, banter, banter. Oh god. Oh. In my dad's use, he had a GT2. Ooh, let me get around this corner, I'll read the rest of that. There we go. Right. Original Fiat 126, yes. Twin Turbo Supra, the GT Turbo blew up twice. Fiat went going for an eternity. To be honest with you, like, everyone still bashes on Fiat for reliability. The hilarious thing is, like, most modern Fiats are very, very reliable. It's just, unfortunately, the stigma they've got, like, is... Oh, I hit a big lump of rock. Oh, Jesus. And then the mother and the baby was standing on top of that, I would assume. But anyways. Like, everyone, like, says, oh, I just really want to see, like, if Lancia didn't have such a bad rep, and, like, if people actually gave Lancia a chance, like, maybe we'd be in a much better place with Lancia at the moment. They wouldn't just be a subsidy of Chrysler selling Chrysler's crap cars to the rest of Europe. While we get stuff like the Epsilon. Blech. And that thing that's a Delta but not a Delta. My bumper was hanging. Oh. I mean, what car was that in? It was bright red and had... Yeah, the Fiat... A Fiat 126, there's actually one for sale on Auto Trader right now. I think it's like $2,000. I so want to go for it because... Oh, God. I'd love like a Fiat 126 or an original Fiat 500 because it was... they were in my boot. Shh, don't tell anyone. I've just told the stream, and you've just told the stream, so, not banter. Oh. Deadly serious, no banter. No going back now. And I had a set of 840 rims. So I assume you stole the rims from the Volvo 840 and just put them on that then. It was in my sister's Beetle. Wait, new Beetle or old Beetle? And either way, bad car. Very bad car. And the deep dish wheels on an original Mini. Oh, okay. That's kind of a cool thing to put on there. I'm so surprised on those she wasn't impressed. Well, what wasn't she impressed by? The fact her bumper was hanging off, or the fact there was bodies in the boot of her car? I mean, which one? New Beetle. Yeah. They were selling the Volvo for parts, so yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm really surprised that Volvo blew up though, and I just love the fact the Fiat kept going forever. Oi, don't diss the old Beetle. I'm sorry, I can't defend the old Beetle. The only time I will defend the old Beetle is if it has an STI swap in it, because like you can stick an Impreza engine in those, I think, and after that they're pretty sick. But yeah, no, I'm sorry, I can't defend the original Beetle. I hate it. Although I guess, I mean, it did. A Beetle is a Porsche 911 after all, so I mean, I guess I can't say too much bad on it because I don't mind 911s, I guess. Although, if we're going 911s, I mean, you either have to go for the 2.7 RS Carrera or like a 997 GT3 RS. Other than that, I'm not really interested in 911s. The new, yeah. Well, the problem I've got with the Beetle these days is it's literally just a Golf with like a face job on it. It's just, like, why? Why would you want that? It's, I don't get why people buy it. It's sort of like the new Mini. It's the same issue I have with those. It's like, you know, they're sort of is cool-ish. Well, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess the Mexico Taxi ones are cool-ish. It was an oil issue or fuel or something. Ah, fair enough. I mean, at the end of the day, you still have to keep the car topped up with oil. It doesn't matter how amazingly awesome it is. She wasn't bothered by the bodies. Oh, what's this bumper? Oh, there's also a surprise in the boot. Oh, what is it? Oh, that's fine. I will make them into soup or something. There's dinner for a week. God, Jesus. It's not even Mini anymore. Right, okay, I don't want to be one of those people who say, oh, it's not even Mini anymore, but it really isn't. Like, have you seen the size of a modern Mini? It's bigger than a Golf. It, like, literally, I think the Mini Cooper S now uses, like, VW Golf engines. It's got to the point where it's that big. It's just, nah. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not the biggest fanboy of the old Minis. Like, I don't mind them, don't get me wrong, I think they're pretty cool, but I'm just gonna go around the corkscrew and see how well that goes. Oh look, it didn't go very well. It has no hole in the exhaust, it sounds like a V8 swap. Excellent. The Mini isn't Mini, but it is a Mini. Well, it's made in Oxford still, which, I mean, I guess I have to give them that, but, like, the problem is I don't really even have a problem with them doing the three-door Cooper. As bad as it is, as ugly as it is nowadays, I don't even have a real issue with the three-door Cooper. Or even the convertible. My issue is just with all the other ones, like the Paceman and the Countryman and all the rest of those. It's like, oh god, why? But, I mean, the three-door Cooper, I mean, I guess it's possible. Admittedly, nowadays, the one thing I will say that's good for new Mini these days is the fact it's made me appreciate the Mini that they bought out back in 2001, like the original new Mini. It's made me appreciate that one more, just because it was so much smaller and it actually isn't a terrible looking car, but I still wouldn't own one by any stretch of the imagination, just because, yeah, poor Mini, such a fall from grace. Do you remember the MG ZR? The ZR was the Rover 25, wasn't it? Because there was the ZS and the ZT. ZT was a 75, ZS was a 45. Yeah, the ZR, from what I heard, the ZR was actually pretty decent. I will say I do occasionally make fun of the ZR, just because I remember there was this one guy on Facebook who was like, oh, Hondas suck. And like someone said, oh, the engine used in an MG ZR is a Honda engine. And like he literally got something called the MG ZR Owners Club on them, and I was just laughing out loud at the fact that there's such thing as the MG ZR Owners Club. It's like, oh god. 100% agree with you on the Mini. Yeah. My sister has a V8 swap Beetle with 140 horsepower. Has it by any chance got the 7-litre V8 out of the Corvette from the 80s? Because that's about right. Because, oh god, the C3 just before it died. The ZZT god. Excellent. Oh, by the way, we're on lap 88. We're almost done with this endurance. 2 more laps to go. Yay! Endurance is almost over. The wait is almost over. And then finally, one more endurance to go, and happy things will happen once that endurance is done. And yays. Oh, god. There we go. Through there. Right, I think we are... I was about to say we're going to lap a car for the final time, but I just lost it on the corkscrew again. This, the Atlantique... Yeah, it does. Excellent. Yeah, the Atlantique, it's an okay car. is not, it doesn't handle quite as well as I was expecting it to. Then again, mid-engine rear drive supercar. Ultimately, I think for the final endurance, which is going to be at Rome, I am definitely going to be using soft tyres, because as you can see, like, they really don't seem to degrade like much faster at all than the mediums or even the hards. So I am definitely just going to stick with the soft tyres for the next endurance race, I think. So yeah, that's the plan, at least when it comes to the endurance races. Again, still not sure what car I'm going to use. Hopefully I'll get the correct prize car. If I don't get the correct prize car, then I am going to just, I don't know, I'm probably going to just do what Pro Racing did and just run people over in a Beetle. I still think that period MG looks amazing. It's just me probably, but I love that generation. The estate looks like a beast. Right, okay, so here's the thing. I like the Rover / MG ZS, I believe. I don't mind the Rover 25 or the MG, was it the ZR, yeah? I do not like the ZT, the 75. I hate that car so much. But, like, the ZT, I remember as a kid, it was really strange. One car I really wanted for whatever reason was a Rover 25 with an MG ZR engine swap. I don't know why, but that was like one of my dream cars as a kid. Admittedly, these days, you know, I'm like, ugh. But Chevrolets are known for having high specific outputs, right? Right, guys, I'm right. And, well, to be fair, these days, I mean, everyone can get power out of anything. I mean, what Chevrolet? I think they're getting like 505 horsepower out the core, the Camaro these days. I mean, they've got 650 out the ZR1. Also, last lap height. Yeah, they've got like 650 horsepower, the ZR1. That thing does 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. So you at least have to applaud Chevrolet for that. Like, bear in mind, I'm one of GM's biggest critics. I do not like GM products whatsoever. But I will still give them a pat on the back for making, like, the Corvette, like, a car which can actually sort of compete with 9 litres, 400 horsepower, something like that. Interestingly, if you're talking about, like, I mean, the Viper... it pains me to say this, the original Viper was 8 litres and 400 horsepower, so you're not actually too far off, to be perfectly honest with you, which is not a good thing, admittedly, but there you go. Right. Also, can we lap the NSX before we get across the line? I'm going for the overtake. I went a bit too far in. It's not going to happen, unfortunately, because I have no traction. But either way, wait for it, there we go, across the line. Best lap was a 1:12.370. Total time 1 hour 54 minutes and 46 seconds. We had 3 laps on the Supra, 4 laps on the Rayburg NXX, 4 laps on the Cure R33, 4 laps on the Takata, and 5 laps on the Viper. So there we go. That is the Laguna Seca endurance race done with. Hooray, hurrah, hurrah. That was long. God, imagine Chevrolet making a 1.2 litre engine. They do in the Spark. Anyways, we get 350,000 credits, and we get a new car acquired. There we go. Let's go and find out what that new car might be. Anyways, as you can see, that's the Laguna Seca race done with. We have a small little silver trophy there. And there we go. Let's go ahead and find out what our prize car is. It is going to be the... finally a decent prize car, oh my god. Look at this thing. It's amazing. This is what we are using for the Rome Endurance, definitely. Oh my god, look at that thing. Just look at it. It's fantastic. 689 horsepower, 1300 kilograms. It's still kind of light, but... oh, still kind of heavy, but still... that's an incredible car. So yeah, that's what we're using for the Rome Endurance race, totally. Oh, thank Christ, I finally got a decent car. Anyways, let's just quickly visit the game status. We are 87.2% of the way through. And there we go. That's the endurance race completed with. Right, anyways, friends, that's going to be it for today's episode. In the next episode, we are going to be heading over to the Rome Circuit 2, our endurance race, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, friends, as always, I want to thank you all very much for watching. My name's been The Real Emile, and until next time, farewell. What else will I do all night? I don't know. Maybe go watch a decent stream or something. I don't know. I think